Behind the Shades.
Sometimes when I'm in the mood and if I'm intimate with my partner, it's always a state of mind. Yeah, the porn and things like that, it's a great fantasy, right? But sometimes we can confuse that with reality. Like how many outfits are you going to ask your woman to get and dress up in, right? But I think if we can learn to understand ourselves and just say, hey, I want to get myself in the mood. And as you mentioned, that area is so sensitive. It feels so good, right? You can say, hey, Anna, if you do this technique, I like it a lot better than this one. If you move your hand this way, or if you come to me and you say, Terrain, if you put your fingers here, you apply pressure here, you look at me this way, you touch me this way. How important is the communication aspect when you're sharing these intimate moments, Anna?
It's very important. But most importantly about that communication is that you keep an open mind and don't take it personally. So just because your partner tells you to do something different doesn't mean that it's wrong what you're doing. It just means that if you do that, it's even better. And I think it also depends. There is a saying in Germany that the tone makes the music. So how you then bring that across, in what kind of tone, kind of voice you talk to your partner about it. And don't be harsh and say, that's shit, what you're doing. Excuse my language. That doesn't help you, that doesn't help your partner. But if you say, I like it when you do that, and when you put more pressure from on top, that's even better. And your partner will be willing to do that and even more.
Especially when they see the reaction. And I think that is so important, right? Like when you see that the person is giving you the body language that they're really, really enjoying this, it could offset maybe some of the shame that we may experience in communicating this, right? If we say that, can you do this? You're not as hesitant because the partner or even yourself, you're giving yourself such positive feedback. Is that something that we can work on when we're communicating to give the positive reassurance that, hey, Anna, I like this. You're doing a good job. Keep doing more of this. Does that work?
Of course. I mean, what better feedback can you get when I say, this is amazing what you're doing. Keep doing it. But on the other hand, I understand that many of us shy back from that. We shy back from expressing positive feedback, from expressing negative feedback, because we don't want to hurt the other person. And with the positive feedback, it's this vicious cycle that we think, well, if I tell him that I like this, he might not does the other anymore. So he might not do a different technique or a different position anymore. But then it comes back to communication to say, okay, let's change positions. Let's try this. Let's try the other. Just be open about it.
That was something that I had to learn, not necessarily to communicate with my partner. It was just in my mind, I didn't want to come across as like I was demanding a certain type of position in the bedroom. So I had to work on asking in a nice way, because you can't just say, hey, Anna, turn around. Be like, treat me like a lady first, right? Buy me dinner first. So, but you want to communicate it in a way that is positive, because I think many of us suffer from so many negative thoughts when it comes to the bedroom, especially before the actual act. Or I feel a little bloated today. I'm a little fat. I'm not this. And then the men may have, let's say, the performance anxiety. What if I'm not big enough? What if I can't pleasure? What if she had someone better? Do you work with men and women to overcome some of these maybe limiting beliefs that they may have before they enter the bedroom and get intimate with their partner?
Yes, 100% of my clients have exactly one of those limiting beliefs, that it's their body, it's who they are. And that's why they don't have an orgasm, because my program is called Get Your Orgasm Back, and they don't have an orgasm because of a limiting belief about themselves. It's usually covered with a lot of self-shame, a lot of self-blame. a lot of insecurity, a lot of anxiety about what does the other person think. And interestingly, so many of us, we think that we are mind readers. We think that we know what the other person thinks. And that scares us. And overcoming that boundary to overstep and say, what do you actually think? That's so hard for most of us, for many of us. So I help them to do that step, to find out what is it that you actually want. Because sometimes we think we want something because someone told us, society told us, or I heard this, my parents said I should be like that. So we think we need to think a particular way. We think we need to want particular things, but in the bedroom with the pornography, we think that's what we want, to just bang around and yeah, now I'm happy. Because we don't know that if we really feel the body of our partner, if we take the time to explore the body and they take the time to explore our, we don't know how much pleasure that can give us, but we think this is the way to do it.
So Anna, share with me here because I am dying to learn a lot more and I want to make sure that I bring my A game to the bedroom every single time. What are some of the tips that you would share, let's say with the men, to help us better understand what women want in the bedroom and maybe their perspective of intimacy in the bedroom?
So every woman is different. That means if your ex-girlfriend liked something, doesn't mean your current girlfriend likes it. Let's be clear on that. We are all different. We all like different things. In general, we could say that women take longer to get to the same level of erection as a man does. So men are there quite quickly. We can see it obviously when they have an erection. That's a good indicator. Doesn't mean they are there in their brain. So don't get me wrong. But for us women, we don't have that obvious sign. Even if women are wet, it doesn't mean we are there yet. So sometimes it can take up to 45 minutes for a woman to be in the same mood, physically, emotionally, as the man within 5 minutes. So take your time, find out what your partner wants. And it makes it extra difficult that some days she likes it, other days she doesn't. So yeah, it really depends on the mood. It depends on, is it morning, is it evening, is it outside, is it in the bedroom, is it in the kitchen, are the children next door, are the parents next door? So many factors and so many circumstances that are going on in your day-to-day life. So sometimes maybe just a quickie is the right way forward. Other times it might be, an hour-long session with a lot of massaging, a lot of touching, a lot of foreplay. And the way to get there is to talk to your partner. Don't try, sometimes people say, read the mood. That's a good thing, but the safe way to do it is always to talk to your partner. To go to your partner and say, I'm in the mood for a quickie. How about you? And then she will tell you, like, okay, I can do a quickie. I'm up for it. Let's do it. Or she might say, yeah, I think I need a bit more time. I'm not there yet. Can we do something before? And I say, yeah, of course. So talk about it, find out what she wants, because there is no generalization about women like this.